You're watching K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest. You pull up to your favorite drive-thru.
May I take your order, please?
But the person behind the microphone is nowhere near the restaurant. So where are they? It's the Great Lengths Fast Food is going to serve you. Long-distance drive-thru. Sunday night at 11 on K2 News.
Tonight, a Grey's event so big.
We crossed the line.
You dragged me across the line.
1 hour.
What can I do?
Hold on!
Is not enough. An all-new extended Grey's Anatomy tonight at 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
Survivor tip number 6. How to survive the return of the in-law. Remain calm. Create a diversion. Induce food coma.
Then escape to your Northwest Ford stores to get 0% for 60 plus $1,000 cash or up to $5,500 cash back. For 10 days only, your Northwest Ford stores will make your first payment of up to $500.
And remember, remain calm with the Survivor tip of the year. Only during the Thanksgiving sales event at your Northwest Ford stores.
For over 100 years, Merck's scientists have produced vaccines and medicines that have improved the quality of life for millions of patients. And that record of achievement continues today as our 8,000 scientists conduct exciting new research to develop medicines that prevent and treat diseases like diabetes, Alzheimer's, and cancer. Here at Merck, we have always believed that the process of discovering new medicines has to include rigorous scientific research conducted under high standards of ethical behavior. Meeting those high standards is at the heart of who we are and how we do business. And those principles aren't new. They are the same ones that have guided our scientists and people every day since George Merck founded our company in 1891. And why all of us here continue to proudly say, Merck is where patients come first, where you come first.
This segment of K2 News brought to you in part by Standard TV and Appliance.
You have several new movies to choose from if your Thanksgiving tradition includes hitting the theaters. ABC's Dave Kirshner gives us a look at what's showing.
I can see him. He's right in front of me.
ATF agent Doug Carlin, investigating a crime, gets a break in the case from Deja Vu. Or is it? Deja Vu is rated PG-13.
Senator Kennedy, welcome to the Ambassador Hotel. Thank you.
Los Angeles, June 4th, 1968. The setting for the film Bobby, a story about the assassination of Robert F. Kennedy. The drama is rated R.
Take this ring. It is a symbol of your pledge to find the elixir of immortality.
In The Fountain, a man endeavors to find the secret to eternal life. The Odyssey spans time, and in the future, he strives to save the life of the woman he loves. The Fountain is rated PG-13.
There it is.
Two dudes seek out a righteous guitar pick with hopes it'll help them become the greatest rock band ever. Tenacious D in The Pick of Destiny is rated R.
Does anyone smell gas?
Things heat up in the spirit of Christmas competition. Who has the best decorations? Find out in Deck the Hall. Comedy is rated PG. For Now Showing, I'm Dave Kirshner.
It is time now for your turn on 2 when we give you the chance to sound off. We want to know when you'll start your Christmas shopping. Here are the web poll results. 3% say they're starting today. 9% say they'll start on Black Friday. 63% say sometime between now and Christmas, and 5% say Christmas Eve. 20% say they're already completed with their shopping. In our top emails of the day, response to yesterday's web poll about what kind of Thanksgiving meal people are having today. Kathleen of Warren writes, Happy Thanksgiving. I'm glad to see families continue to cherish time together over traditional home-cooked turkey dinner. Denny says, I think it's rude for people to dine out on major holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas. Employees and restaurants are not allowed to spend time with their families. In today's society, people are already separated from families. And I take it Julie's getting some help from maybe the cooking department of the supermarket. She writes, if Pioneer women would have had a deli available, they would have used it also. To share your opinion on issues that matter to you, send us an email. Go to yourturn@KATU.com. That's it for First News at 4:30. The Northwest's most complete hour of local news starts right now.
Next on K2 News, the snow levels dropping on Mount Hood. The storm alert weather team has warned when it could reach the valley. The holiday shopping rush is on when the stores open and the items most likely to be discounted.
You know, the wives will blame the husbands when they're trying to help.
And saving Thanksgiving dinner one house at a time. What Dave Roberts is doing to get men out of trouble and food on the table.
Live at 5, K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest.
Good evening. Thank you very much for being with us. And first on 2, the snow level is dropping and the rest of the holiday weekend could bring icy roads across the Northwest.
Meteorologist Ron Hill will have more on how soon freezing temperatures could reach the valley.
We begin, though, with K2's Bob High up in Government Camp, where travel on Highway 26 is getting pretty tricky, Bob.
Pretty nasty, Steve. Take a look at the snow you can see around me here. I'm going to give you a little tour of how deep it gets up here. This is snow that's piled up along Highway 26 from the plowing that's gone on. You can see the snow out below here as you look at traffic out on Highway 26 too, and some of the cars that have been snowed under as they've been parked here at the parking lot near Government Camp. If people are familiar with this area, you wouldn't think it's all that bad, though, down below when you actually run into the signs that say traction devices or chains are required. There was mostly just a slight layer of slush on Highway 26 where most people are chaining up. The conditions there aren't much different than they were yesterday. Some falling snow and mostly wet pavement just outside Rhododendron. Some travelers like Shannon Barker struggled to put on chains this afternoon, even though they practiced using them just before setting out for the Canita Resort.
No, we've had them a couple years, and it worked just a half an hour ago. Why it's not working now is, I don't know.
But again, a lot of people up here enjoying some of the snow. The snow area up here at Snow Buddy is just shutting down, and other people have been up here snowboarding and tubing. So if you're headed up this way, traction devices and chains definitely required. Of course, the signs are required. You face a fine if you don't have them and you get stuck. But again, just to get up over Mount Hood and Highway 26, you're going to need them. Live on Highway 26 near Mount Hood, Bob High, K2 News.
Okay, Bob, thank you very much. There's absolutely no doubt all the ingredients for even more snow are heading our way tonight. Meteorologist Rod Hill's in the Storm Alert Weather Center now with more on this developing weather situation. What are you watching, Rod?
Watching the strongest storm of the week coming in on Sunday, and it's going to be a strong storm because the air behind it is going to be cold enough to perhaps produce some accumulating snow here in the city of Portland. More on that in a moment. You're looking at Storm Alert Doppler radar, and if you are planning on driving up to the mountains right now on Highway 26, you can see Sandy, and here's Highway 26 through the Government Camp area. There is Mount Hood. Notice it's fairly heavy precipitation going up there all the way, turning to snow somewhere around 2,500 feet at this hour. Heavy snow warnings continue for the Cascades, where it has been below freezing across all of the passes all day. That means mountain passes are snow-packed. You will need change and or traction tires. Another 4 to 6 inches of snow overnight tonight, another 3 to 6 tomorrow. It could be 6 inches plus on Saturday. Real quick, if you still are planning to drive to California, this is a look at Siskiyou Summit on I-5 a couple of hours ago. Notice it's fairly dry, no snow, and it's a fairly dry forecast tonight and tomorrow, so no problems getting over that mountain pass. Now, that front I talked about Sunday comes in Sunday during the day. By Sunday evening, cold air is coming in rapidly behind that. I still think we could have snow down across the Sunset Highway Pass, Highway 26. So if you're coming from the coast into Portland Sunday evening, make sure you have chains with you. You might be running into accumulating snow. And by Monday morning, it is possible that we could wake up to a snow-covered Willamette Valley. More on that coming up in my complete forecast in about 10 minutes.
You definitely piqued our interest, Rod. We'll talk to you very soon. Now, for many people, today is a day for family and overeating, of course, but for others, a new tradition is taking over, holiday shopping.
How about that? K2 Susan Harding live in Northeast Portland with more on shopping on Thanksgiving Day. Susan.
That's right. From games for the kids to massaging chair, a lot of people are inside stores right now snapping up bargains. Now, depending on your perspective, this is either a great option or it's just a sad commentary on life today.
Even driving rain can't keep them away, even on a day traditionally reserved for family.
Wrangler watch and wallet to match.
This grandmother would rather browse for Best Buys than hover by a stove.
My grandson, he was all excited about it. We put the turkey breast on a slow cooker, and we come here.
Yet this 4-year-old with a definite wish list.
Kind of racetrack that goes round in circles.
Isn't so sure about the Thanksgiving shopping tradition.
What do you think about shopping on Thanksgiving?
Maybe it's kind of cool, but I just like spend some time with my mama and my dog.
9 million people shopped on Thanksgiving last year.
Let's see if I can.
And in the years past, you see all the people coming up to the door trying to get in, so we just thought we'd let them in.
The retail strategy is not about keeping doors open for those who may have forgotten a little something.
I thought there was some Thanksgiving stuff left over, but there isn't.
It's about luring in cash with tempting one-time deals.
From this micro fleece throw blanket to the interactive Elmo to the neon guitar wall clock, all of this merchandise is on sale for only Thanksgiving Day.
Jo Russell admits she feels sorry for the workers.
I think this is wrong. I don't think they should be open at all, but they're here and they're going to be open. I'm going to come shop.
Thanksgiving tradition. For the next generation, it remains to be seen what will change and what will stay the same.
I always like to spend some time with my family.
To tell you just how popular Thanksgiving Day shopping is, Kmart tells me of all these items they had for sale during this one-day sale today, they have sold out almost everything. Reporting live, I'm Susan Harding, KATU News. All right, Susan, thank you. You have a little girl. Does she want a butterscotch pony? Steve thinks it sounds more like a tasty snack treat, but it's one of the hottest toys for girls this year. From toys to electronics to jewelry, KATU's Joe English shows us what consumers appear to be after and what retailers are willing to mark down to sell.
It is the sign of the holidays, 15, 30, 50% off.
Well, the big rush this morning was in our electronics and our jewelry department. Those were our two biggest rush areas because we had such hot prices. $29 home theater system. I mean, that's a fantastic deal.
From portable DVD players to video games.
We have a Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater that's on sale for just $9.99.
The selection of electronics keeps going up and the prices keep falling. And the electronic infestation continues to spread to the toy section. Lassoing a butterscotch pony, an animatronic horse that'll take a carrot from your hand, may take more than a rope.
And that's like $268, but, you know, it's better than having to pay for a real pony.
But there always seems to be room under the Christmas tree for more traditional toys, games, trains, dolls. In fact, this year it seems to be okay to be a brat around Christmas time.
Bratz dolls of any size are big, and yes, some are electronic. But one popular gift that isn't powered by anything but nature is jewelry.
I don't really like gold in particular. I kind of like silver or white gold, but diamond earrings, definitely. I like diamond.
Planning out their day after Thanksgiving shopping, Stephanie and Christy Rustin came to Kmart looking for tomorrow's sale ad.
And then they have a tomorrow ad, apparently, but it'll be available tomorrow.
So that means you're not coming back.
I'm not.
Which goes to show that what many people still seem to want most for Christmas is a bargain. Joe English, KATU News.
Absolutely, and so here is a list for all of you who do want to get an early jump on holiday shopping tomorrow. Fred Meyer, Best Buy, Walmart, Kohl's, and Circuit City all have special holiday hours. They're going to open at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. Macy's, Target, and Kmart open an hour later at 6 a.m. Nordstrom opens at 7.
We do have some other news to tell you about. 2 people were killed in an early morning accident on Highway 34. Oregon State Police say an eastbound driver crossed over the center line just west of I-5. The Chevy Blazer slammed head-on into the black Durango, killing both drivers. The victims are 52-year-old Sari Rath of Albany. She drove the Blazer that troopers say crossed the line. The other driver was 27-year-old Gregory Gavings of Lebanon. A 17-year-old passenger in Rath's Blazer was also critically injured. Nationwide, more than 38 million people will take to the road this holiday weekend, and here at Oregon State Patrol will be ready for them with extra troopers. KATU's Karina Allen talked with troopers about what drivers can do to make their trip a safer one.
During the holidays, it seems like everyone is headed somewhere.
Yeah, going to Seattle, Olympia, Washington.
Tillamook. Oregon State Trooper Tom Harris says those crowds, combined with bad weather, can make the road a dangerous place, especially when drivers make bad decisions.
Go ahead and make that stop.
An onboard camera catches this driver going 20 miles over the speed limit in the rain.
I got you stopped. You're running 75, following too close and making unsafe lane changes, all right?
Harris says allowing more space between you and the car ahead of you is one easy way to make your trip safer.
You know, if you're you're running 55 miles an hour and there's a lot of traffic on the roadway, you probably shouldn't be, 10 feet off the bumper of the car in front of you.
But he says the best way to improve your odds is even more simple than that.
Last Thanksgiving in Oregon, there were 6 fatal crashes resulting in 8 deaths, and troopers say half those people had failed to buckle up.
This year, troopers are hoping to keep the roads safer because during the holidays, everyone has somewhere to be. In Portland, Karina Allen, KATU News.
And some other things you can do to stay safe on the road this holiday. Turn your headlights on and your cruise control off. The lights make it a whole lot easier, of course, for other drivers to see you, and cruise control can be dangerous on those slick roads.
You may not have thought about this, but plumbers all over Portland are saving Thanksgiving dinner right now instead of eating it. Holiday dinners have a way of clogging sink drains and keeping plumbers busy this time of year. KATU's Nick Winkler went along with one of them and found out husbands are usually to blame.
The wives will blame the husbands when they're trying to help. I got my bucket all set up from the last job.
Dave Roberts is here to fix the mess that Alex Yoder made.
Yeah, absolutely. It was completely my fault that the drain got plugged.
So to get Yoder out of his tight spot,
I'm not exactly small frame, so, sometimes you gotta be creative.
Roberts will squeeze into one.
A good analogy is it's like an artery that's clogged, full of cholesterol, and we're going through trying to, scrape it all out and get it to move.
Roberts is pushing a cable through the clog.
This is real pungent, kind of a sour smell.
He says people force too much down their drains at Thanksgiving.
Gosh, eggshells, potato peels, rice is a real big one.
And Roberts learned part of his trade from his wife.
What's funny is I have 5 kids, so we always have a toilet getting clogged at some point. My wife's a trooper at home. She's always unclogging it. They've never actually asked me to do it.
Here's another piece. Which one is this?
While Lexi and Dad solve their puzzle upstairs.
Good job. Give me 5. Give me 5. Come on, give me 5.
Roberts is solving his downstairs.
That's kind of what's in the pipe.
The clogging culprit, potato peels that Yoder's wife asked him to handle.
She's pretty forgiving. I mean, she was just grateful that I was helping, I think.
Robert's work is done. And Dad will keep busy here, away from the kitchen, as Roberts leaves, off to save another Thanksgiving dinner.
People are usually very happy to see me.
Nick Winkler, KATU News.
Thanksgiving dinner doesn't come cheap. You can imagine unclogging drains during Thanksgiving costs about $100 more than on any other normal day.
What we do without Mr. Roberts, huh?
Just stay out of the kitchen, watch the game.
I've learned that one, trust me. Serious flooding is not enough to stop Thanksgiving celebrations along the Sandy River.
I'm just thankful that we're still here.
Coming up at 5:30, how neighbors are marking the day despite seeing homes and property washed away by this month's record flooding.
Plus, one of the deadliest days yet in Iraq, what religious leaders are saying to their followers after a series of bombings.
And coming up next, the Ducks and the Beavers prepare for civil war. Why the Beavers have history on their side going into tomorrow's big game.
Nearly every time you do laundry, socks go missing. But where? Where do they go? Explanations range from the mundane to the mysterious. During the Fred Meyer 6-hour sale, you can get new socks for half price to replace those that have vanished. You'll save on gifts for everyone on your list. Save during the Fred Meyer 6-hour sale tomorrow only from 5 to 11 a.m. After that, it disappears.
Think your chances of finding the right car at the right price is 1 in a million? Think again. It's the $1 million reduction sale going on all this month at Car Chevy World. This month only, get into a 35-mile-per-gallon 2007 Chevy Aveo, only priced at just $84.95. That's a new Aveo for just $84.95. So get into Car Chevy World now before your 1 in a million chance to save gets away. That's the $1 million reduction sale going on now at Car Chevy World.
It's not easy choosing a gift you know will appeal to someone else's taste. But with an Oil Can Henry's gift card, you can't go wrong, because everyone loves Oil Can Henry's fast, convenient service and knows that driving a safe, well-maintained vehicle is no joke. Oil Can Henry's gift cards, the gift that's good for a change.
38 convenient locations throughout Oregon and Southwest Washington.
Want to make your money stretch further?
Right now at Sleep Country, any size of this mattress, twin, full, queen, or king, is just $99 each piece when you buy the set. This firm mattress, just $149 each piece. This extra firm is only $199 each piece. Any size selected Simmons, Sealy, Spring Air, or Pacific is just one low price. At Sleep Country, guaranteed comfort, best selection, lowest price.
Why buy a mattress anywhere else?
Welcome back. Day after Thanksgiving is traditionally a big shopping day.
But tomorrow, starting tomorrow in Oregon, shopping will compete with football as the Civil War moves to its new day. KATU Sports Director Katie Brown is here with a preview of this big game.
Third place on the line this year between these two. The teams come in with identical overall records, even though they took much different routes to get there. The Ducks started the season strong, while it's the Beavers who have the momentum now. Both teams say this one rivalry game will determine how they ultimately feel about their seasons.
It's the sign that the Civil War is getting close, when the Ducks and Beavers go to great lengths to complement one another.
Well, they have a terrific offense, very explosive, a lot of outstanding personnel.
Their linebackers are playing very, very well, and they tend to be very instinctive.
But the real rivalry fun comes when somebody eventually slips, like when the subject of the Ducks' neon yellow uniforms comes up.
I don't think I'd be caught dead in one of those yellow uniforms. I remember when those first came out, it was pretty bad.
Or when talk starts about how the home team has won the last 9 Civil Wars.
It's something that needs to get back to how it used to be.
Used to be meaning the Rich Brooks era that ended in 1994. The former Oregon coach, who, by the way, played college ball at Oregon State, spoiled Ducks fans by winning in Corvallis 8 times in 9 tries.
We used to go ahead and take care of the business at hand, and now it's kind of gotten out of hand as far as we haven't won up there since 1996.
This year's Civil War is all about second chances. For the Beavers, a chance to put an exclamation mark on their surprising turnaround season. And for the Ducks, a chance to forget about losing 3 of their last 4 Pac-10 games.
Yeah, this game could definitely just change about how everyone feels about the season so far. We've had a couple tough losses, and this is our biggest game of the year so far, and definitely an opportunity to change what people say about us and how we feel about ourselves.
If we win this game, it would show that we were consistent this year and playing well. So I think this home win is going to be real important just to kind of solidify the whole season and, you know, make us feel good about our season.
So both teams aiming to feel good about themselves, but of course only one will. Kickoff is at 12:30 tomorrow. We will be in Corvallis, and we'll bring you all the Civil War moments live on the evening news. Well, former Duck Joey Harrington is on a plane right now, headed home to Portland to join his family in time for Thanksgiving dessert. And what a celebration it will be after Joey goes back to Detroit to face his former team for the first time today and has his biggest game as a pro. With Lions fans all around him booing his every move, Harrington tosses 3 touchdown passes as the Miami Dolphins spoil the Lions holiday 27-10. Harrington gets redemption, and his day ends with a Gatorade bath. That was nice to see. Tough years he had in Detroit, and those fans really blamed him for everything that went wrong, and so he had a big smile afterward.
Good few games we were talking about.
Yes, 4 in a row. He looked thrilled with that Gatorade bath, too, didn't he?
Refreshing. Thanks, Katie.
I have to take a shower before dessert.
Yeah, no doubt. Katie, you've seen this over the years. I know you guys both have. Skiing over Thanksgiving weekend is an annual tradition for some, and here at KATU, so is this next video. It's the turkey that gets away every single year. Here he is. You won't find him on any Thanksgiving menu. He escaped the dinner table by hopping on a snowboard. We caught up with him on Mount Bachelor years ago, and he's actually not too bad. By now, he's probably retired and enjoying a much simpler, carefree life. In fact, I heard he turned into a weatherman. Natalie?
Did you?
Thanks.
Did you? I say his name to Rod. Turkey, and that's his toss to you. It's one turkey to another, right?
Natalie, what would you like to talk about?
The snow.
The snow.
The snow. He's going to have some fresh powder to board on, right?
Lots of the most snow at the ski resorts in about 3 seasons over Thanksgiving weekend. So I know the owners up there are very pleased. So are the ski enthusiasts. I begin with more on the possibility of what happens here Sunday, Sunday night, Monday. Again, talking about a cold front coming in Sunday. Cold because of the cold air behind it. Once this passes Sunday evening, again, snow levels will rapidly drop, and that means we could be looking at folks chaining up to get over the coast pass, especially the higher one up around Elsie on 26. That's a 1,600-foot elevation. That could be snow-covered Sunday evening for folks coming back into the Willamette Valley. So a big heads up there. Sunday during the day, not a big problem here in the city. It will be rain, but Sunday overnight, and I'm talking maybe after midnight, we will really start to see the snow levels dropping. In fact, by Monday morning, snow level drops to the valley floor. Now, this is Portland, this is Oregon City, this is Vancouver, this is anybody that lives down at a flat elevation. 2 to 6 inches right now looks to be a reasonable assumption. I'm saying that because we could be getting about a ½ an inch of water coming in with the snow level down at the valley floor. So that's what that would produce. That sets up the real possibility of Monday school closures, and it will be staying cold with temperatures freezing at night and daytime highs only in the 30s at least through Tuesday, and then starting to warm up. So right now the confidence on this, about 50-50, meaning it's as high as it could be if the computer models are correct. If the computer models are even remotely correct, we'll get good dumpings in the hills around town. So we will be following that story, needless to say. Okay, how much rain is falling today? 0.65 in Portland. Lighter amounts out east. The highest amount on this map here around home is Salem, 0.84. I do want to go to Storm Alert Doppler radar if we can. Which is still showing scattered showers around the area. I didn't tell my director I wanted to do that, but here we go. Thank you, Veronica. You can see this band of rain right now through Salem. This is along a cold front that has passed through the city. Then back behind it, just scattered showers that will continue to be heavy at times through the nighttime hours. Back to the weather maps we go. Temperatures 46 in Portland. It's been a chilly day. 45 up in Kelso, 42 right now in the Dalles. Your evening temperatures will be fairly steady. In fact, maybe 3 degrees cooler by 10 p.m. this evening. We talked about that front coming through and this band of cloudiness right here and the likely scattered showers through this evening. I want to show you this U.S. temperature map because see these cold colors? This is the cold air that we've been in, and there's really cold air up here. And as that starts coming down over the weekend, that's what would trigger our snow. Showers in the forecast for the Civil War tomorrow. Otherwise, you know, all things considered, not a bad day. I think here in Portland, 0.20 to 0.40. Shouldn't be as much rain around the next couple of days as we have seen lately. Tomorrow, a high back in the 40s. So again, tomorrow and Saturday look to be certainly no worse than today, and if anything, a little calmer. Then the big story becomes the cold air coming in Sunday overnight into Monday and Tuesday with highs only in the 30s. Wow.
Boy, you got to keep a close watch on this. We know, Rod. Thanks.
We'll be watching. Weeks after record flooding near Tillamook, we're getting a better look at some of the damage tonight.
They go through a trauma each time, and they have to live through it and keep going.
Coming up at 5:30, Grant McComing introduces us to a man who documents the devastation, why he's preserving memories that some would sooner forget.
And next, a man who made his living off the outdoors dies in Tillamook Bay, with friends are remembering about a well-known hunter and outdoorsman.
How fast is your quarter mile?
Oh, about minute 10.
How fast is your internet?
Oh, well, with Comcast, it's way faster than my old DSL.
They have this thing called Power Boost.
Fastest thing I've ever seen.
Games, music, videos.
I'm so glad I came back to Comcast.
Comes with free McAfee security.
It's fast and it's safe.
They're making the internet fun again.
I only pay $33 a month for a whole year.
I've never had a service disruption either.
So you can keep on running.
Exactly.
Try 4 Arby's Swiss melts for just $5. It's Arby's roast beef topped with melted Swiss on a toasted sesame seed bun. At 4 for just $5, it'll have you saying, I'm thinking Arby's.
This is more than a perfect smile. This is the first thing people see. This breaks the ice. This says it all without saying a word. This lights up a room. This shows confidence. This is a work of art. This is the work of an orthodontist. Orthodontists receive an additional 2 to 3 years of specialized education beyond dental school to learn the proper way to align and straighten teeth. To receive more information, visit braces.org or call 1-800-STRAIGHT. See more than a smile. See an orthodontist.
This segment of KATU News is brought to you by Family Matters.
Welcome back. A man well known in Northwest hunting circles has died tonight after his boat was swamped by rough waters in Tillamook Bay. Coast Guard rescue crews found 63-year-old David Boys near the Barview jetty shortly after 7 last night. A Boys hunting partner says Boys set off after a crippled bird in a small boat like this one called a marsh rat. A strong gale came up and pushed him out of sight, and his hunting partner was not able to reach him in another boat. Boys was wearing a life jacket but was pronounced dead shortly after rescuers found him. Boys was a lifelong hunter and experienced taxidermist, seen here posing with a huge moose he shot in British Columbia just last month. KATU outdoor reporter Grant McComey, who did several stories with Boys, remembers him as a true outdoorsman and just a great person.
A 2-alarm fire has chased 2 Northeast Portland residents from their home. Flames broke out in a bottom-floor apartment at this complex at Northeast 142nd and Sandy this morning. When it looked like that fire was growing larger, firefighters called a second alarm. That fire spread to the upstairs unit. The resident there was able to get out okay.
We woke up to a bunch of crashing. I thought somebody was breaking in. Opened my drapes, looked out the window and saw orange and red lights and ran to my porch, and that's when I saw the flames coming out of the apartment below me.
Kevin Goodland says he grabbed some cash and got out. He'll be staying with relatives tonight. Red Cross will also be helping out. No one was injured.
American troops in Iraq tried to keep up Thanksgiving tradition with a full turkey dinner, but for Iraqis, it was just another day of deadly violence. In Baghdad, a series of bombings killed more than 100 people and wounded hundreds more. ABC's Andrea Canning has both stories in this report.
Iraqis are reeling over one of the deadliest attacks since the war began nearly 4 years ago. A series of car bombs in Sadr City killed more than 150 people and injured more than 200. The area is home to radical anti-American Shiite cleric Muqtada al-Sadr. One Sunni leader made a plea to his fellow Iraqis, saying, quote, "In the name of God, I ask you to do your best to calm things down." But the Shiites responded immediately to the suspected Sunni Arab militant attack, targeting Baghdad's holiest Sunni shrine. More sectarian fighting broke out in the region when Sunni insurgents attacked the Shiite-controlled health ministry. Baghdad is now under an indefinite curfew, and with many fearing civil war, the Iraqi prime minister announced he will sit down for the first time with insurgent groups in his most concerted effort yet to quell the sectarian war. Nearly 150,000 U.S. troops in Iraq are spending Thanksgiving in the volatile battleground. Many U.S. troops are on at least their second deployment, spending about 2 years away from home.
It's a hard time during the holidays, but, you know, it's doable. I'm here with my soldiers, and this is my family away from home.
From Camp David, a smiling President Bush called 10 members of the military around the world to thank them for their service. Also Thursday, the U.S. military announced the deaths of 3 Marines killed in Anbar province. So far this month, at least 54 American service members have lost their lives in Iraq. Andrea Canning, ABC News, Washington.
Coming up for us, a Northwest tradition.
Oregon wineries are busy preparing for their big wine tasting weekend. Join us for a preview of the event and some tips for tasting.
Plus, we're just hours away from one of the busiest shopping days of the year, but Black Friday does not have to be tough on your wallet. Coming up, advice for anyone on a budget.
And next.
Think you have a lot to be thankful for? Well, imagine losing your house in the flooding. I'm Brian Barker. Just ahead, the heart-wrenching story of how these people are spending their Thanksgiving.
Tonight, a Gray's event so big.
We crossed the line.
You dragged me across the line. 1 hour.
What can I do?
Hold on! Is not enough. An all-new extended Gray's Anatomy tonight at 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
The new model year is off to a great start at the Jeep Premier event. The new 4-door Wrangler Unlimited just arrived alongside the all-new Jeep Compass. They join Liberty with the government's highest side crash test rating. Jeep Commander with 3 rows of seating, and Grand Cherokee, part of the most award-winning brand of 4x4s.
Well-qualified buyers get 0% financing for 60 months or cash allowances of $5,500 on 06 Commander and Grand Cherokee.
See Commander, Grand Cherokee, and much more at the Jeep Premier event.
Interior Motives, your inspiration to get a head start on the holidays. With 30% off all holiday items in the store, starting the day after Thanksgiving. And our sofa container has just arrived from overseas. Every sofa in stock is 40% off. Treat yourself to holiday comfort and save. We give you the holiday look for less.
Follow your dreams to Interior Motives.
Your inspiration, our expertise. Southwest Pacific Highway in Tigard.
I'm sitting here each evening with people who worry about their kids and what kind of a world they're going to grow up in. So much of it is personal. There are things going on people need to know about, and the need to know right now is greater than it's ever been.
It's the Ross After Thanksgiving Blowout with savings that'll blow you away. Save 50 to 70% off department store prices. The Ross After Thanksgiving Blowout this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only.
It's Happy Honda Days, and what better way to cruise through the holidays than in a spacious and comfortable Honda Pilot? Now's the perfect time to save on the most fuel-efficient 8-passenger SUV in America, which means you can haul the whole gang and a lot of holiday cheer for less than you think. Go see your Honda dealer, because they've got a Pilot with your name on it. Happy Honda Days. Lease a Honda Pilot for $299 a month for well-qualified customers.
Wrap yourself up for the holiday. Warm wishes are coming your way, yeah, yeah.
Warm wishes from Ross. Save 40 to 60% off department store prices on sweaters.
Warm wishes from Ross.
Live at 5:30, K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest.
We welcome you back. Dozens of families across the Northwest would love to be home this Thanksgiving, but they can't because their home was damaged in this month's floods.
Yeah, some of those homeowners, in fact, are still living in temporary housing. But as K2's Brian Barker reports, many say they still have a lot to be thankful for.
Thanksgiving on the Sandy River.
It wasn't nearly this open. You couldn't see this much. It looks like a wasteland now.
And Tad Godding looks at what once was. This is a picture of the Sandy River before the flood. This is the river now. He lost most of his riverfront land.
I'm just thankful that we're still here.
Just across the river, James Monroe's house is in shambles. Half of it is gone. He doesn't have any flood insurance, and he decided after all of this to take off and forget about the Sandy for a while. For him, Thanksgiving is a time to try to forget. And I'm standing several hundred feet from where the river is right now, but this whole area when the flood was happening was underwater. You can see there are pieces of the Monroe's house everywhere. This is a piece of siding, and everyone around here knows this could happen again. Just next door.
Well, I'm thankful that we still have our home. I can't even imagine what they're going through. We've sit there and look at them and say, words escape me for their loss.
Terry and George Skorich are left with a house that's almost impossible to sell, but at least they have their house. Out in Tillamook, all but a few who lost their homes are still in temporary housing. There are a few who are home. Ed Jones lost half of his house. He says he's thankful for the other half. But most of these people still live with the reality of raging rivers just out their doors.
We're just, one huge rainstorm away from being right back where we were.
A reality that on this soggy Thanksgiving, most would just rather not think about. Brian Barker, K2 News.
There's no official count of how many people can't live in their homes because of the flooding, but there are at least a dozen families just in Tillamook who lost their homes.
In New York, the annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade did make it off the ground this morning despite some nasty weather. Windy conditions threatened to keep the inflated characters like Snoopy, Scooby-Doo, and SpongeBob on the ground, but instead the city had them fly just a little bit lower. As one 9-year-old noted, that gave the spectators an even better view. Look at that. No kidding, they're nice and low. Are you heading out first thing in the morning to get my gift?
5 o'clock.
You're going to be out there.
You better believe it, I'll be there, Matt.
It's a holiday tradition. The annual Mad Dash to department stores begins in the morning.
Retailers are hoping for record profits, of course, this year, while shoppers are searching for the bargains. K2's Tom Jensen joins us to look at consumer spending this holiday season. What are you finding, Tom?
Well, and as always, you can look forward to the packed parking lots and the packed stores. But consumers are looking for good deals as they move ahead tomorrow. Consumer groups are split, however, on how much spending confidence you will have as you reach for your wallets and purses this holiday season.
Tom, we are having a couple technical difficulties. We're going to take a quick break, though.
Back with more after this.
Sunday night at 11 on KATU News. You pull up to your favorite drive-thru.
May I take your order, please?
But the person behind the microphone is nowhere near the restaurant. So where are they?
Do you want fries with that?
Sunday night at 11, KATU News hits the road to show you where your order actually ends up.
Pull around, please.
It's the Great Lengths Fast Food is going to serve you. Long-distance drive-thru. Sunday night at 11 on KATU News.
Thanks, and come again.
He's such a giving person, always thinking of everybody else, never resting. So this year I got the big guy the perfect gift, the sleep number bed, the one you can make as soft or firm as you like. He's about 25 and he's sleeping like a big round baby. Time to get up, honey. The elves are getting cranky. Cookies.
Cookies. Cookies.
Works every time.
Give someone you love night after night of perfect sleep. Find your sleep number at a select comfort store.
It only happens once a year. The Hyundai Challenge year-end sales event. Up to $2,000 cash back. Your best opportunity to save more than ever on more models than ever. All with America's best warranty. Like the fuel-efficient Tucson, ranked highest in initial quality by J.D. Power and Associates. Take the Hyundai Challenge. Take up to $2,000 cash back, but don't take your time. Offer ends November 30th. Get a new Hyundai Tucson for just $16,995 at your local Hyundai dealer.
Well, as we said, you can look forward to those crowds tomorrow on Black Friday, but consumer groups are split on how much spending confidence you will have as you reach for your wallets and purses this holiday season. They'll be hunting for deals and jockeying for position as soon as the doors open on Friday.
I was in that line. Please just be patient with us as we go through this day.
The National Retail Federation estimates 137 million Americans will pack into malls and department stores over the next 3 days and begin their holiday shopping.
It's a ceremonial kickoff to the holiday season. It creates a lot of energy, buzz, and excitement about the holidays, and consumers get to see what exactly is going to be discounted and where the best buys are going to be.
NRF spokesman Scott Krugman says even those shoppers on tight budgets are willing to spend.
Holiday spending is not discretionary spending when it comes to consumers. It's necessity spending.
But a recent consumer survey shows 1 in 3 Americans will spend less this holiday season. Higher prices for gas, groceries, and housing are cutting into holiday spending cheer.
They don't have anything left over to spend on the holidays. Sort of suggests that most people live paycheck to paycheck, and so they don't have much set aside for holiday spending.
And the Credit Union National Association says consumers are concerned about racking up higher credit card debts.
Have a good day. Thank you.
The advice from the experts: set a budget and stick to that budget. And next year, begin saving early so you don't get stuck in another budget pinch when the holidays roll around again.
So when I get up at 5 a.m. to get Natalie's Jelly of the Week Club.
Last year it was of the month.
Oh, of the month.
You are cutting back.
It's budget time.
That's right.
Thanks, Tom, very much.
Thank you, Tom. Well, today means a day off for most people. Some Oregon wineries are scrambling to prepare for one of the region's biggest wine weekends. New at 5:30, KATU's Melika Johnson shows us why Thanksgiving weekend is so important to the Oregon wine industry, especially the wineries.
At Winters Hill Vineyard near Lafayette, getting ready for the big wine weekend is a family affair.
All right.
No hired help here. Generations of family are doing all the setup for one of wine country's biggest annual events.
Well, it's just a chance to meet people face to face. I think consumers love to meet the people who make the wine, who grow the grapes.
Every Thanksgiving weekend, Willamette Valley wineries open their doors to crowds of wine tasters. High-traffic wineries and those that rarely open to the public all make a show out of showcasing their wines. And while it can be a see and be seen event, the star is always the vino.
It's grown quite a bit every year.
A few years ago, Winters Hill would see a couple of hundred tasters over the coming weekend. This year, they expect 1,000.
I think it's just becoming another Oregon tradition.
And we'll be pouring.
At Monk's Gate Vineyard, owner Ron Moore and his family are also busy getting ready for an event that will draw people from thousands of miles away.
You can't figure people from the East Coast coming clear out here just for Oregon wine for the weekend. It's cool.
The wine tasting weekend not only helps solidify Oregon's place on the winemaking map, it also helps wineries market their product.
Sells wine.
The more people that come and visit your site, they get a connection to your wines, and then when they see it in a shop in town, they might purchase it.
If you plan on coming out this weekend, be sure and bring a lot of cash for tasting fees, and remember to wear your jacket because a lot of tasting rooms are open air. In wine country, Melika Johnson, KATU News.
More tips from Melika. If you are heading out for wine tasting this weekend, we have some tips from the experts to pass along. No more than 5 wineries in order to maximize your experience at each one. Also, mix the small and the large wineries into your tasting schedule to get a good cross-section of Oregon wines. And like she said, be prepared for the tasting fees. While a few wineries are free, some can charge as much as $25.
Also tonight, if you do not eat meat, you don't have to feel left out tonight.
I know what turkey tastes like. This is not turkey.
Thanks to a Hood River company, vegetarians have been enjoying tofurkey for years, and coming up, we put it to the taste test.
Plus,
at McComey here in Tillamook County, it was a disastrous flood, and there was one man who saw it all. We have his story coming up.
And next.
Unlike just about everywhere else, Nordstrom waits until Thanksgiving Day to put out their Christmas decorations. I'm Karina Allen. Coming up on KATU News, I'll go behind the scenes to give them a hand.
The Coastal Farm and Ranch 6-hour sale. Tomorrow only from 5 to 11 a.m. Take advantage of store-wide holiday savings from every department. Large Cedar Max or Soft Wag pet beds, just $8.99. Select Science Diet large bag dog or cat food, just $21.99. And the AC/DC Quartz Halogen Rechargeable Spotlight 2 million candle power, only $7.48. Coastal Farm and Ranch, just what the country needs.
That's what makes our store special.
Drop everything. It's our biggest after Thanksgiving sale ever. Get to Wix now, where you'll find every room package on sale store-wide with savings up to 40%. Plus this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, get free delivery. With Friday and Saturday hours 8 a.m. to midnight, we've dropped everything. Prices, everything. Get 0 payments till 2008 or 0 interest till 2011. A sale so big, Wix pays your delivery 3 days only.
Plenty of people do have to work today, but few are as happy about it as the folks at Nordstrom. It's the company's tradition to deck the halls right on Thanksgiving Day. But the planning for it takes the whole year. KATU's Karina Allen gives us a behind-the-scenes look.
Merry Christmas! Welcome to Nordstrom.
From that cheery greeting, you'd never guess that Marette Bartles is working on Thanksgiving Day.
Today we got here at 6. We met for breakfast at 5:30.
It's tradition at Nordstrom to hold off on Christmas decorations until after Thanksgiving. So employees like Marette make Thursday decorating part of their holiday tradition, taking pictures and even enjoying a holiday meal together.
This is what Mayuko and I when we were setting up the rug. We're gonna frame those and put them in the back room.
The day is so popular that fellow employee Chelsea Mooney says she had to sign up early.
It's definitely coveted positions, 25, so.
Lucky for us, we got to see it all firsthand. Another big part of Thanksgiving Day decorating are the store windows. And because the people at Nordstrom are so nice, they're letting us behind the scenes for a sneak peek.
So this is one of our great Broadway windows. And
lead designer Cindy Cooper works on the decorations all year. Each concept starts as a drawing before showing up in the store. That includes these silver snowflakes and the new Nordstrom dog.
And the dog just kind of gives it that homey feel.
This year's theme lets shoppers see into what looks like someone's living room.
I think it's just that we're welcoming people into our home. We're welcoming our customers into our home and treating them as our guests.
And now that Turkey Day is finally here, the long-awaited holiday decorations are open for everyone to see. In Portland, Karina Allen, KATU News.
They were hard at work. The one thing they don't do, though, on Thanksgiving is sell anything. All the cash registers are closed. Doors open for you tomorrow, bright and early at 7 a.m.
Well, his photographs absolutely say it all.
What we take years to build, they can take out in a matter of hours.
Up next, the man who makes it his mission to document Oregon's worst flooding and why he risks his life to tell stories like these.
And later, Rod with our snow report.
Yeah, we have rain to talk about, snow up in the mountains, and snow even in the valley. That could be coming up.
Think your chances of finding the right car at the right price is 1 in a million? Think again. It's the $1 Million Reduction Sale going on all this month at Car Chevy World. This month only, get into a 35-mile-per-gallon 2007 Chevy Aveo only priced at just $84.95. That's a new Aveo for just $84.95. So get into Car Chevy World now before your 1 in a million chance to save gets away. That's the $1 million reduction sale going on now at Car Chevy World.
Want to make your money stretch further? Right now at Sleep Country, any size of this mattress is just $99 each piece when you buy the set. Any size is just one low price.
Why buy a mattress anywhere else?
I've been a waitress for 40 years to earn a decent living for my daughter and myself. My doctor told me I had a smoker's tumor, and therefore I'm dying. I never smoked a day in my life. I never smoked. The air was blue where I worked, and I'm dying of lung cancer from secondhand smoke.
Nearly every time you do laundry, socks go missing. But where? Where do they go? Explanations range from the mundane to the mysterious. During the Fred Meyer 6-hour sale, you can get new socks for half price to replace those that have vanished. You'll save on gifts for everyone on your list. Save during the Fred Meyer 6-hour sale tomorrow only from 5 to 11 a.m. After that, it disappears.
This segment of KATU News brought to you in part by your local Northwest Dodge dealers.
As you well know, the recent floods hit Tillamook County with a 1-2 wallop of wind and high water, and there was one local man who captured much of it with his camera. KATU's Grant McComey captures his story.
A raging flood knocked the Nehalem River Railroad off its tracks this month. Last week, we showed you the pictures to prove it. But the pictures weren't ours. They belonged to Don Best, who walked the extra mile to shoot them.
It can take it out in just a matter of hours. What we take years to build, they can take out in a matter of hours.
Pretty impressive, huh?
It really is, yeah.
You like taking pictures?
Awesome, awesome. Great thing to do.
It's something Best has been doing since '91, documenting the worst that Mother Nature can do to Tillamook County. For the latest flood, he figured the best way to see it and show it was from the air.
I love to shoot pictures in the air. If you would duct tape me to the wing of an aircraft, I'd be like a clam at high tide.
It was risky, flying in a storm over a valley that changed into a lake. But his pictures show how tough life gets when isolated farms become islands and neighbors are cut off from contact.
They were going to ride it out. The farmers and everybody else were going to ride it out, and then all of a sudden it just came up a lot higher.
Best says he documents history for a simple reason.
So that there's some evidence to what they experienced. They go through a trauma each time, and they have to live through it and keep going. Can be a job to clean it up.
Taking photos is something this third-generation Tillamook resident learned from his dad. So far, Best has shot 5 major Tillamook floods. He wants people to know that this one was no picnic.
You've completely lost this land here for the cows to feed on, and so they got to buy their own hay and they got to buy their own feed for them, and which is expensive this year.
So the real work for many lies ahead. Best will be there too, to document the damage, to show recovery, and perhaps explain resilience. Why Tillamook residents wouldn't live anywhere else. Along the Wilson River, I'm Grant McComey, KATU News.
Pretty impressive pictures, no doubt. State officials have said the flood damage in Tillamook County could top $4 million, and you can see more of Don Best's photos on our website at KATU.com.
Rod Hill is here with the latest on our forecast now. If you haven't heard, a lot of things going on. Rain, some mud, and even snow at the lower elevations.
Yeah, talking still about a very cold storm coming in Sunday. You know, all the rain we've been having is really stacking up a pile of problems, not only here in Oregon, but also our neighboring state up north. The state of emergency has been declared in Washington because a mudslide is threatening several homes up in Kitsap County. Crews worked through the night to clear out tons of mud that came crashing down a hillside. It was 5 feet deep in some areas, and it came dangerously close to the foundations of some homes. Crews diverted the mud away from the homes and placed the barriers around the neighborhood. Now county inspectors are keeping a watchful eye for any new problems. Boy, look at that mess. And take a look at these numbers. I haven't updated just how much rain has fallen lately. These are the numbers out of PDX up until the last hour. 10.82 inches of rain so far this month. The November record is 11.57, and that is looking to be a gimme at this point. We will probably go over 11 inches of rain tonight, and if we do that, we will certainly break this record. The all-time record, December 1996, for any month, 13.35. And remember, a couple weeks ago, we did a story or a piece on the fact that every single time, going back to the record books, when we hit 11 inches or more of rain in the month of November, it goes on to be a very wet winter, meaning December, very wet, January, February, into March. We'll see if that comes true once again. Boy, lots and lots of rain. 46 out there right now. Continuing to see heavy showers. Let's take a look at them. Storm Alert Doppler radar at this hour showing very heavy rain now passing just through the downtown area. It's centered over Jennings Lodge right now. All this continuing to push off to the east, and there are showers that continue all the way out off the coast. So tonight we will continue to see showers heavy at times. Temperatures around the area, 46 now Story. It's about the same from the coast to the valley. Newport's a little warmer at 50 degrees and a little colder out east, but really not that bad. It is 30 in Burns, 38 degrees right now in Baker City. We continue to have a heavy snow warning for the Cascades. The big story up there today is the fact that temperatures across all of the passes stay below the freezing mark. So nobody got by with just a wet, slushy mess. It has been packed snow. That will continue to be the case. Down to 2,500 feet tonight. Another 4 to 6 inches continuing to fall this evening into overnight. Could be 3 to 6 tomorrow, and maybe another 6 inches plus as low as 2,500 feet on Saturday. So just expect it to be a horrible wintry mess if you are traveling up there. Now, the good news is skiers are enjoying the most snow in some 3 seasons in terms of a Thanksgiving weekend snowfall. Timberline reporting of a 44-inch base. That was a report early this afternoon. They could be up over 50 inches right now. Bachelor well up over 40 inches at this time, and everybody's picked up some pretty good snow amounts as of late. Okay, this low, boom, right there it is. That's the center of the cold air. It's been sitting there for weeks. It's finally going to start to drop southward. We will notice that colder air coming in behind this front. Notice this map is Sunday night. So Sunday night, snow levels really start to fall sharply. Could have some snow here in the valley floor Monday morning when you wake up. In fact, could be 2 to 6 inches of it. Stays cold through Tuesday, and right now we're looking at possible, if not likely, school closures if the forecast does not change. Again, that could be snow covering all of the valley floor potentially when you wake up Monday morning. A calmer day tomorrow. Showers shouldn't be as numerous or as heavy, generally speaking, and the winds will be lighter. Temperatures in the valley and the coast will once again be in the 40s. We talked about the snow continuing tonight, heavy at times, another 3 to 6 inches during the day tomorrow. And then a rain-snow mix, better chance of snow in the morning, better chance of rain in the afternoons. We look at temperatures mainly in the 40s tomorrow afternoon across all areas east of the Cascades. And again, nobody really looking at much of a wind. 40 tonight in the city, 47 tomorrow. Again, if anything, tomorrow and Saturday right now look to be slightly calmer days, but about every time I say that, we get more rain than I think we're going to get. So we'll see how it plays out the next couple of days. The big story here, clearly, temperatures only in the 30s on Monday and Tuesday with the potential of accumulating snow late Sunday overnight into the day on Monday. The deal is, at the surface, if the storm doesn't change, it's giving us an east flow. That means it wouldn't be tough to be cold enough, and I think there probably will be enough mid-level moisture to get some accumulation.
Oh, boy. Keep us posted, Rod. Thank you, sir.
Here's what's coming up in our 6 o'clock hour. Baghdad has been placed on an indefinite curfew after the worst violence since the 2003 U.S.-led invasion rocked Sadr City this morning. ABC News has the latest from the Iraqi capital. It's coming up on World News with Charles Gibson at 6.
And then coming up on local news at 6:30, this is a very big shopping weekend for many folks, of course. But before you open up that package, you'll want to tune in to KATU News at 6:30 to hear about changes to some return policies. Join us at 6:30 for the Northwest's only all-local newscast right here on KATU.
Still ahead on KATU News.
It was a sad and lonely day for me.
That's how some vegetarians used to feel about Thanksgiving. That is until the now famous tofurkey made right here in Oregon. But how does it taste?
Tonight, a Gray's event so big.
We crossed the line.
You dragged me across the line. 1 hour.
What can I do?
Hold on!
Is not enough. An all-new extended Grey's Anatomy, tonight at 9, 8 Central, only on ABC.
It's the sales pitch that goes with every big purchase, the extended warranty and service plan. But is the extra protection worth the extra money? Tonight at 11, KATU Shelley Bailey Shaw checks out the offers to see what you really get. Tonight at 11 on KATU News.
Free-spirited, living life in high gear, and never ever holding back. That's you and that's Chevy. Now every 2007 SUV and light-duty truck comes with the GM 100,000-mile warranty. Buy or lease an eligible Chevy SUV or Silverado and receive 2 season passes to Mount Bachelor valued at almost $2,000. Qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on this 07 Tahoe 1LT 4x4 for around $399 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for details. See your Northwest Chevy dealer today.
Mattress World's having a free mattress sale.
Purchase a select Sealy Plush, Tempur, Beauty Rest, or Stearns & Foster and get a premium guest bed absolutely free.
Purchase a luxury mattress set and get a second set worth $500 absolutely free.
No interest, no payments for 1 full year and free delivery.
Sale ends November 30th.
Mattress World's hard-to-find locations will save you money.
It's not too late to sleep like a baby. Mattress World.
We can't beat any price on any comparable mattress, and the mattress is free.
If you've had a heart attack that reduced how well your heart pumps, hear this. Your heart medications may not be enough protection. Coreg is FDA approved to increase your chance of survival when taken over time. Adding Coreg to your current treatment can help prevent another heart attack. Coreg reduces your heart's workload to help it pump better. That should be music to your ears.
Coreg is not for everyone, including people prone to asthma, certain heart rhythm problems, slow heart rate, or liver problems. Once you start Coreg, you should continue as directed by your doctor. Patients who abruptly stop may experience chest pain or an increased risk of heart attack. In some cases, patients may experience dizziness or faintness when starting Coreg. You should avoid driving or hazardous tasks if this occurs.
Ask your doctor if Coreg is right for you. Adding Coreg adds cardio protection.
Okay, traditionally anyway, turkey rules on Thanksgiving, but these days no one needs to feel left out at the dinner table, even if you don't eat turkey.
That's right. ABC's Neil Karlinski visited a processing plant in Hood River that's become famous for its meat-like alternative.
If Norman Rockwell's deliciously inviting portrait of Thanksgiving dinner looks good to you, prepare yourself for something completely different. Here, Thanksgiving begins with a plop of goo that will be transformed into thousands of turkey-like tofu loaves for a Thanksgiving feast that would leave the pilgrims at Plymouth Rock scratching their heads.
The texture is what's really magical about the turkey.
Meet Seth Tibbett, the godfather of vegetarian Thanksgiving and president of Turtle Island Foods. His Hood River, Oregon processing plant is the birthplace of the tofurkey, a vegetarian Thanksgiving lover's delight that's grown so big in recent years, it's carved out its own slice of popular culture.
I, for one, I love the tofu, tofurkey, toe bagel, with cream toe cheese.
The bird itself, at least they call it a bird, is made with organic soybeans and comes out looking like an edible Nerf ball injected with stuffing in the middle.
My first vegetarian feast.
Is that right?
The question is, does tofurkey taste anything like turkey?
I'm not a tofu eater. I know what turkey tastes like. This is not turkey. It is good. Mostly.
It turns out the real trick here isn't about imitating turkey so much as finding a place at the table for a group of people who felt left out until now.
So what did you eat for Thanksgiving before tofurkey?
Nothing. It was a sad and lonely day for me.
With steady sales growth every year, the bets are out on the company's next meatless meat creation. Could Tofuna be next? Neil Karlinski, ABC News, Hood River, Oregon.
Tofurkey has been around since 1995. Since then, they have sold more than 880,000 tofurkeys. Do you guys try that before?
You know, I haven't, but I have friends of mine who eat it regularly and absolutely love it.
I'd be willing to. Looks good to me. I couldn't mess it up, right? I mess up the turkey.
Here's your Christmas present. Back here at 6:30, folks.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I just noticed during the story,